everyone, I'm Jillian Lopez.
I'm Miranda Lopez, and we are the Social Sisters.
We welcome everyone to join our family.
We invite you all to sit back, get comfy, and jump into the hot seat. The hot seat being our teeny tiny cute couch.
So let's get to it. All right, so we feel like today's guest was just meant to be part of our video series because not only is she a hard-working boss woman, she can make a mean chai tea latte, she shares Miranda's love and passion of theater and performing arts, and also her company name has the word social in it, so I feel like it's just a perfect mix of all things social. So please help me welcome to our show today, the Shannon Matson of the Social Bungalow and Bungalow Coffee Co., which is where we are right now.
Yes, hi guys, thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
Hi Shannon, thank you for having us here. It's so fun, we're so happy to be here and so excited to talk to you.
Yes, me too.
All right, so let's take it back to the beginning. I want to talk a little bit about where your career path really started and what makes Shannon Shannon.
Okay, well I started 12 years ago now, and it was all things marketing. It started with social media management, which was great, but I got totally obsessed with everything that had to do with persuasive messaging and the different elements of how you can kind of loop all marketing together, especially digitally. So you can take a piece of content into a blog, into an opt-in, now they're in a funnel, etc. So hacking that whole system became my life's mission, and I always say I'm gonna die old and gray, like the Notebook style, clutching like my conversion rate spreadsheet. And that it just took off from there. So I was sponging up all the different things that I could, going back to school, getting certifications, and through the process of building up my knowledge, I kind of company hopped as I could 2-4 years here and there. Worked my way up from coordinator, director, to national director of marketing and sales, then eventually VP of marketing for the corporate world until I decided to go it my own.
Awesome. So then how did Bungalow Coffee come to be? Obviously we're in the middle of downtown Las Vegas and it seems a little bit different from what you specialize in. So what really made you want to open up a coffee shop?
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't, right? It's always been a dream of mine. And then when I met my now husband, we started just that early dating dreaming. And a lot of it was our love for coffee and how we ultimately would one day want to start a coffee shop. And that capital or understanding how that even worked felt like just something you talk about when you're dreaming. And then slowly but surely, as the digital side of the business started to chug along faster, we realized this could be something that we could actually make a reality. So we dove in, and it was from time of, I think we can do this, to opening was about a year, but we dreamed about it for a few. So yeah, it kind of came about, this is one that came about much more overnight than many. But yeah, it was just always a thing we wanted to do. We had a separate brand for it, not themed with the online business, but when the online business built such its own community, we knew that we had to kind of create a physical embodiment of that.
And this isn't just another coffee shop. It's a great place for networking and working and sustainability. Tell us a little bit about what you want people to feel and experience when they walk in the doors.
Oh, that's so nice. Well, the Social Bungalow, its original name on the digital side, is off of people feeling like they're at home and just coming to a safe space where you can learn and grow and connect, and it's okay to ask a stupid question, and it's okay to not know everything or to know everything and just say like, I need no fluff stuff, I need people who understand me. And so with that, we really wanted it to feel that way when you walk in here, and be it that corner or this corner, there's kind of these different rooms in the space so that you can come and just feel like you're at home when you're working. And we're new, but the baristas are already kind of acting like Cheers, where everybody knows your name. They walk in and, hey Sean, hey Becky. And yeah, I just want people to feel comfortable and safe, and so much so that they don't think about it. It's like when you're watching a movie and you're not thinking about the actors acting because they're acting so well. And I want that to just be the energy when you walk in, and you really feel like it's yours and you're comfortable sprawling and staying a while and ordering a ton of stuff.
Yeah, there's a neon sign behind us. We're like in a little jungle area. I love the atmosphere. I just want to hang out here all the time.
Thank you.
And we talked a little bit before this interview just about everything you've built up and how much fun it is to follow you on social media. But on the flip side of that, we talked a little bit about COVID and everything that happened in the last year and a half. And in a way, we did it too, but a lot of people have made that shift of, you know what, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna go follow my passions. I'm gonna start something new. I'm gonna be my own boss because nothing is promised anymore. So what was that like on your side of things? And did you see more women coming to you saying, okay, I'm finally ready to take the leap?
Yeah, 100%. A lot of times people had very transferable skills from the career that they were in, and that was something that they could either take online and continue facilitating as a service, or it was something that they could teach other people to do very easily, not realizing how many people would want to know how to do broadcast journalism. Like, wow, I would just love to take that course to know or to even pursue it. So through that lens, it was ripe with people saying, I am a copywriter by trade, or I'm just a great writer and I want to figure out what this looks like, and I know that it can be something. Unfortunate that that was the situation, but I think it did open up a lot of opportunity, or maybe just was a catalyst to awaken some things in a lot of people. And thankfully, technology was at a point where it was to welcome them into that and kind of create a space for, okay, there's enough room for all of us in here and at the top, so let's get it.
So what are some things that you personally have gone through as you branched out on your own, and whether they were hurdles or just things that you learned along the way?
Other challenges, on the online side, prior to the coffee shop, it's very lonely. And that's kind of, for lack of a better term, a champagne problem. Oh, you get to work for yourself and make your own schedule. There's so many fabulous facets, but you do, especially in COVID times, have so much alone. You wake up, you're in your office, you go to sleep, it's all one house, it's all one space. So back to the community thing, that has, with the limitation of being able to meet up, that was definitely hard on a lot of people. And I think it made for a lot of imposter syndrome, a lot of doubt, potentially a lot of depression in the process. So it's been really interesting to just hold space for each other and kind of make our way through what's going to feel good and be right for us and right for the people we serve. General challenges, there's just so much that comes when you go and start your own business, and it's one of those, if I had known what I know now, would I have made the leap? So I'm glad I didn't, but you come into wearing every hat on the team and having no other team members for a good amount of time. So that always just has exactly what you would expect it to have.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we've gone through such a similar journey of walking away from these incredible, very flashy and exciting entertainment positions in the corporate world. And so then when you do make that leap and you have those days where things seem, tough, and you're like, oh, did I make the wrong choice? Was the glitzy glam life the way to stay? And then you realize, you know what? I had to push myself to do that. So is there something that you do when you have those days of doubt, or in the beginning when you were second guessing things? What did you tell yourself to keep pushing forward and overcome that imposter syndrome and all of those things?
Yeah. I think a big part, I don't know if I had any sort of a mantra or even something to cling on to in that time, but really what helps me is to think about just putting my blinders on and staying in my own lane. And if that's the lane of, this is my expertise, own it, and just keep day by day, make your content plan and just do what you said you're gonna do, and prove to yourself, to build your own confidence, that you're gonna keep promises and you're gonna tread forward, and if something comes of it, great, and if it doesn't, you have data. But I think more so also not over consuming other content, because even if it's not just, looking at your competitors and seeing what they're doing and letting that get in your head, taking in too much, getting too many ideas, being scattered across too many spaces is distracting. It can be shiny object syndrome. So the more that I can just do this, the more that I can get further faster. And I think, for lack of a better, more inspiring quote, I would say it's just good to put your head down and do the thing until you can kind of pop up and feel like you're in a good space to look around.
Yeah. And as you continue to move forward and stay positive and look ahead to the future, what are your hopes and goals for the future for Bungalow Coffee and the Social Bungalow?
Yeah. Or somebody asked me the other day, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I rattled off these things, and then I rattled off, buying other companies and being an angel investor, venture capitalist for other female entrepreneurs, and this, and they were like, so you just want to be a mogul? I was like, yes, thank you.
Perfect word.
Probably going to happen.
Yeah.
Probably. I can see it.
I can see it too.
Can we be right there with you?
Yes, of course.
And what advice do you have for, someone who is in the same situation that you are, maybe starting something new, maybe wanting to leave something that they're unhappy doing, just anyone who's ready to take that leap but maybe just needs that little push?
Yeah, I would say I always go A-type, I can't help it. Having a plan is going to make you feel more in control no matter what. And the vaguity of plan, what does that mean? Do I need to find my brand voice and create a website? Usually none of it. It needs to be, I know my skill set and I know who I can serve with that skill set, and the unique problem they're facing that my skill set solves is going to turn into an offer that acts as the vehicle from where they are to where they want to be.
And just lastly, as you were saying that, it kind of just took me back to us and starting in the beginning and making that leap. And you're always kind of waiting for that aha moment where it's like, okay, I'm onto something. Did you have that moment at some point where you were just like, okay, this is going exactly where I hoped it would?
Yeah, I think I have them all the time. And you're just constantly this is good, but it's not a full body yes. And then when you get there and you have that Eureka moment, which is 9 times out of 10 in the shower, you're like, oh my gosh, yes. And you jump out and you take notes and you retool it and change messaging or what have you. So yes, and so many come to mind. I think that ultimately from the beginning stage, it was probably 6 months of just kind of feeling my way through and doing a lot of just trial and error to see what felt right, to see what stuck, see what I like to facilitate for people. You can say yes all day and make custom proposals and whatever it is that you'd be doing, or if you're a product-based business. And then when you're facilitating the sale, you realize this is digging into my overhead, this sucks, da da da. And you just continue and continue to innovate. It's typically not one monster Eureka, which most of us think it's going to be. It's getting the clarity through taking the action more than anything.
Absolutely. And one other thing, because we know you're great at guiding other people, what is one thing that you would tell your younger self if you were looking back and just not sure what to do? What would you tell yourself?
I think manage your manager would have helped me sooner and probably get to where I want to be faster, because you have so many ideas and you're super passionate in your role, most of us, and you're just plowing ahead, and then you end up going so fast in one direction just to have that person say, "Oop, we're changing. You get frustrated, fed up, you don't feel like you're actually moving the needle, you move companies or you stay there and you're upset. And I think if I had done a better job faster in my career of understanding the archetype of the person who was above me, I would have been able to surprise and delight them more with making the change, making the waves that I wanted. And I think I would have been able to be more impactful. And I think that's a big thing, is like you said, flashy titles and it feels good in certain companies, all that fun stuff. But when you look back on it, did I waste so much of my time? Yeah, I learned things and I met great people, but the change I wanted to make, this, that, and the other. And I think that's something that scratches at my cerebellum. And if I had had the ability to have more of a voice or cut through more of the red tape, how would I have done that to make more of a difference? I think I would have better managed my managers.
Yeah, I think it's hard too, though, when you think back of advice you'd give your younger self, but at the same time, all of those things had to happen to get to where you are now, and you wouldn't be sitting here if those things didn't happen. So I'm sure along the way, little things maybe would have changed the path, but at the end of it, it all just kind of led you to, I like to think, to your destiny, and here you are now. Well, thank you for sharing your story and just kind of giving us all the confidence to take that leap, go for it, but also to do it right.
Yes. Well, thank you for having me. This has been wonderful. You guys asked the best questions. I'm so excited to be a part of it, and I'm so excited to see what you guys are going to do, because it's going to be awesome.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you, Shannon.
If you're interested in sharing your story, send us a message at hello@thesocialsisters.co.
And tell us why you deserve a seat on our teeny tiny cute black and white couch, because in this family, there's room for everyone.